What's up, everyone? This is your tied for second place batting one manager. Haven't done a show in a couple weeks. I think Justin got a new job. It requires him to wake up, I guess, normal time for most people, and it's stressful for him. It's tiresome. He's a little bit tired at night. We'll let him get used to his schedule here and see if we can't pick up the show next week. Maybe I've also been probably not because of Thanksgiving. Who knows what's going to happen with that? But we haven't talked in a while. I just wanted to get my picks in adjusted, and I figured I'd do a quick show, so I had about 10 minutes here. First game was batting lawn in Coastal Champs, Mike Germ. I'm already up 9.9 to 6.9. He had a defense. He had his receiver Myers and his kicker goes. His kicker lost some points. I got about 10 out of Russell Gage, which I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm taking myself. I got Hurts. He got Mahomes. He'll probably outscore me, but I don't think by much as you guys hate that. Hurts is a great fantasy quarterback. Chubb and Carter will be better than Gaskin and Sermon. I don't know that Sermon's even playing. I know Eli Mitchell got a broken finger, but I believe that Jeff Wilson will take the lion's share there. I have Kadarius Toney and, like I said, Russell Gage, and I'll even take a step farther with Galladay. He has Metcalf, Watkins, and Myers. He probably makes up a little bit with Metcalf, except the Arizona defense is decent, and I don't know. Russ looked bad last week. I would assume he's probably better this week, but I don't know that it's a slam dunk. I hate having two giant wide receivers, but I'm still waiting on Antonio Brown to come back. But except I have Kelsey, he has Conklin. That's where I'm going to make a lot of ground up. And I have the Dolphins defense versus the Jets. He has the Ravens versus Chicago. Chicago doesn't look good. I don't know. I guess Montgomery's back, and he looked actually pretty good, but I don't really trust the Ravens defense too much. So I'm going to take myself over Germ. Next game is Jake, the All-Pro Benchwarmers versus Cup of Joe. Joe batting. I'm just looking at it right away. Herbert, Eckler, Robinson, Bateman, Renfro, Gesicki. So Gesicki sucked lately. I think once Tua came back, Gesicki was meaningless. Mike Evans is good versus the Giants. Renfro, Vegas has slumped since Ruggs got arrested. I don't think Ruggs was great, but apparently he must have opened something up for the defense, or it was just too much for Vegas to get over, because I think they've played bad the past couple weeks. Robinson's good. Bateman's fine, except is Lamar playing? I don't know. I know Hollywood's not. So if Lamar doesn't play, I don't know what you get out of Bateman too much, although maybe a lot of question marks on that side. I do like Herbert and Eckler, especially against the Steelers. If Watt's not playing, they should feast. I think that's a bad defense. Fitzpatrick is an underachieving, do you say bust? I mean, basically he was a first rounder you gave up a year of control over, so he had a decent year last year, but I think that's kind of when he was just running around doing his own thing. They got in the system, and he hasn't looked good at all this year, I thought. Burrow, McCaffrey, Mixon, Brown. I'm taking Joey. That McCaffrey back and Mixon, that's a very strong two receivers. Hawkinson's decent, but he hasn't been good lately. Deontay Johnson, I guess Ben is playing, so Johnson will see his 10, 12 targets again. And I kind of want to think that the Steelers will be trailing, so I think they'll be throwing a lot. I don't think it's a huge Najee game. He'll still get 30 touches because that's all that they know how to do on offense. They're not. I don't think Matt Canada is a very good. He's a college coordinator. He's not. I don't think he's doing much in the pros. A.J. Brown versus Houston. I'm going to take Joe in this one. He's down 26-0. The Patriot defense got Jake 26 points. That is huge, but I just don't see the the Bateman, Renfro, Gesicki versus the Brown, Deontay, Hawkinson. We'll see what happens on that one. I'm taking Joe. Next one, Team Defied. The first place guy leading the first place versus Cam Hot Lockett. Cam's up 16-13. Looking here, where'd the points come from? You got 16 out of a kicker, out of Nick Folk, and then Justin got almost 6 out of Pitts, almost 7.5 out of Damian Harris. I was talking about that. Damian Harris with Ramondre Stevenson back. Oh, I'm sorry, Ramondre Stevenson with Damian Williams back. Damian Harris back, I'll get it right. The New England's backfield is crowded now. I think the same thing about with Clyde Edwards-Helaire coming back. KC, you almost want these guys to stay hurt to have single backfields, but I think once these teams start getting healthy, I think you're going to see a decline in the Patriots the Patriots running backs, you're going to see a decline in KC's running backs. But I don't know. McLaurin's back again. I'm not 100% sure how healthy he is. He has not looked good lately. I don't know if Washington's quarterback, Heineke, finally just woke up and that's that. But we're going to see Justin Fields versus Baltimore. I don't love that. Elliott versus KC. I do love that. Keenan Allen. He's been quiet, but he's a good number 2. And then he has Mooney as well. So he has the Mooney-Fields stack. And then on the other side, Josh Allen. He's going to be quarterback 1 this week. I think Indy is decent enough to run with Buffalo for a while. And I think Buffalo's going to have to score some points. Dalvin Cook versus Green Bay. Dalvin Cook destroys Green Bay every year. I'm actually seeing two top scorers at their position this week. Drake, I guess he's back. Good. I don't know. Haven't heard much about Drake lately. I don't know what Jacobs is doing. Drake versus Cincinnati's defense. Cincinnati's defense isn't bad. I really don't trust the Raiders right now. Jefferson, Mike Williams, Mark Andrews, Tyler Lockett in the Colts defense. Colts defense versus Buffalo is going to be a problem, but I think everywhere else there's a nice advantage. I'm actually going to take Cam this week. Cam is 5-5, so it's his chance to get above 500, and hopefully Justin goes to 7-4. I win, go to 7-4. I think there's like 3 teams at 6-4. So this is an opportunity to really get a big logjam at the top. So again, I'm taking Cam. Okay, next one. Tom Brady and H. Schmucks. Matt Carter's 3-7. I know Montgomery was a huge loss for him, but 3 wins. I look at that team. You have Brady, Montgomery, Fournette, Thielen, Cooks, Connor. That's not a 3-7 team. And then you have Scalos, Lights, Kamara, Action, 6-4. A banged up Russell Wilson, an ineffective Josh Jacobs. Lat Murray is back, but we'll see if no Lamar's there. Who knows if anyone just stacked the run. Godwin versus the Giants. That should be a huge matchup, but that Monday night game, those Monday night games are weird. Tyler Boyd, he's been very quiet lately. Freiermuth, if Ben is back, Freiermuth is a great play. Devontae Smith, I love Devontae Smith. That's my man. I hope Devontae Smith gets 10 catches, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns, because that means, man, Jalen Hurts is balling out. I know you guys hate to hear that. I am actually going to take, this one's a kind of a coin flip for me. I don't really see Brady's better than Wilson, Montgomery's better than Jacobs, Fournette's better than Murray, Thielen, and Godwin's probably better than Thielen. Cooks is better than Boyd, Freiermuth is Cook. I'm going to take, this is a really close game. This is probably the closest matchup, the best game on the slate. I'm going to take Carter because I typically do, but let me see if his lineups, if he has any last second. Okay, Aaron Jones, Gronk, Emmanuel Sanders, Ridley, Hilton. I could see why his team is as bad as they are. Aaron Jones he has a lot of guys not playing that should be. Calvin Ridley screwed up. I don't want to say Calvin Ridley screwed up. Calvin Ridley screwed over the teams. I mean, I know he has his health issues, and that's that. Well, then on the other side, Derrick Henry not playing. I'm going to take Carter, see how it goes. Next one, Stone Cold Stunners, Warren Smith and the fantasy football team, Tyler. Tyler might be the hottest team. I don't know the numbers and the facts. He's only 6-4. I mean, everyone's talking that Tyler's the greatest team and scores a ton of points, and the trades may have been unfair. I just saw yesterday where it looks like Chris Carson's done for the year. So, again, I didn't feel the same. I thought Taylor was better than Chris Carson, but up until that point, Carson was playing better than Taylor was. Taylor had an injured Carson Wentz, an injured O-line. And, I drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year in my other league, and that's what Taylor's doing now is what Clyde Edwards-Helaire was supposed to do. So I saw it firsthand. Maybe Taylor wasn't quite the guy. He's turned that around. He's, I assume with Henry out, I'm assuming he's fantasy football player number 1 now. I have a bigger issue with Justin's trades with all his, Debo and Devontae and all these guys for these second-rate chump players coming back. But it's whatever it is. Trades are trades. If 2 people agree on it, I really don't care who makes the trade. So Warren has Kyler starting. I'm not sure that Kyler's starting, though. I thought he was a questionable game time decision situation. It says signs point to Murray remaining out against Seattle. So Warren, take a look, man. I don't know who your backup is. Carr. Take a look at that. You hate to start a guy that's not going to play. On the other hand, Dylan is This is what we talked about with Clyde Edwards-Helaire coming back with Ramondre Stevenson. Dylan Jones is out of the way now for a couple weeks. Dylan will feast. Dylan will probably be, he'll put up Taylor numbers for the next couple weeks till Jones comes back. It's a great offense. It's starting to get cold in Green Bay, snowy. They're going to want to run. Dylan can run. I think Dylan's that guy that if Jones is off for a couple weeks, Dylan is going to feast. He may be a league winner. I hope Warren isn't too upset. I know he had some issues with, who was it, Cooks or Woods? I'm sorry, it was Woods. I know he has some issue with Woods. But, you still got Swift, Dylan, Hill, Lamb. Zach Moss is not awful. The other side, Aaron Rodgers, Najee, Taylor, Diggs. I'm going to take Warren for the upset here. I like to see Tyler lose, not because of Tyler, but because a couple people were already calling him the winner of the league. And his team is good, but I don't know that it's any better than anybody else's. Looking down the list, Rodgers is good. Najee's good. I see Najee not finishing the year, though. He 30 carries, 30 touches a game. You know how rookie running backs break down because they play way less games in college than the pros, so they break down at the end of the year, and Harris has got a huge workload. Taylor's good, but against Buffalo, I don't know that he's going to feast against Buffalo. And then Diggs against Indy, take that for what it's worth. DJ Moore, I love DJ Moore, but he's been terrible the past couple weeks, and now that Cam's back, that sort of limits DJ Moore's upside. He's not going to, Cam's going to run for touchdowns, and McCaffrey's back now, so McCaffrey's going to get the guy. I'm not going to tell you Robbie Anderson's number 3 on that team, but it definitely goes McCaffrey, Cam, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. So who knows what Moore is. And talking about disappointments, Darren Waller has been non-existent the past few weeks. Corey Davis. I'm taking Warren. Hopefully that changes both of their mentalities. Tyler can't lose. Warren can't win. Hopefully that switches them both around and people start getting back into it. Last game is the Island of Misfit Toys. Paul Schaum 6-4, and Craven Moorhead Randy 3-7. So far, Randy started Wayne Gallman, and he's got minus 0.3. That's awful. That's terrible. That's. I don't care who the rest of your team is. You're not going to win when your running back has negative points. And what's even worse is the other running back he has is Alex Collins against Arizona. He's not going to do anything either. He has Dak. Dak's going to feast. Higgins is okay. Debo is my man. Debo looks awesome. Now, the much love as I had for DJ Moore, I have double for Debo. He does it. He's running. He's catching. He's scoring. Uzama, he's been the darling, the tight end darling as of late. Michael Pittman Jr. Michael Pittman Jr. is fantastic. If I'm Randy, I'd try to make a move quick with one of those receivers. You have Debo. You have Pittman. You need a running back. Who's on his bench? Anyone good? Cooper's out. Cordero Patterson, he came back to earth. Chris Carson's, like I said, done for the year. Teddy Bridgewater, Parker. He doesn't have a running back. You need to make a move for a running back to remain relevant. On the other side, Lamar. Again, Lamar's 50-50. They're saying you can literally flip a coin. His backup, none. Paul doesn't have a backup quarterback. So as fast as I said that Randy's going to lose because of Wayne Gallman, what's worse than your running back putting up nothing is your quarterback putting up nothing. So if I'm Paul, I do something quick here, try to get a backup quarterback just in case. And you got Barkley versus Tampa. We all love Barkley, but listen, Tampa is a tough team to run against. I think Vita Vea is healthy, and it's the Giants, so you don't know. And I think Barkley's still a little banged up. I don't know if maybe they watch him a little bit this week. Melvin Ingram versus Philly. That's okay. Devontae Adams is good. Jamar Chase is good. Kittle, it's very surprising last week. Had a great game. Kittle's good. Gibson is back, it looks like. I'm going to take Paul, but man, if Paul doesn't get that quarterback in, that's going to be a real problem. I'm looking at all the texts. I haven't paid for the duos yet, and I see Jerm texting about it. My lineup's in, but I haven't paid for it, so I got to get off here and make a payment so we get our team in, so I'm pretty sure we're going to win this week. But good luck to everybody. Maybe we'll be back next week with Justin. I'm not sure what day we can do it. I'm kind of tied up Wednesday. It might be a Monday, Tuesday thing. I still don't see anyone really out of it. Real quick look at the standings. Carter's 3-7 last place. Brandy's 3-7 last place. No one's out of it. Takes the top 8, I believe. So 7-3 is in. 6-4 is probably in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 teams. It's 6-4. 3 teams at 5-5. 2 teams at 4 and 6, 2 teams at 3 and 7. I don't know that anyone's out of it. Playoff percentages right now: Randy owns a 1% chance to make the playoffs. Jerem owns 5, and then Carter's 14. So that's the last 3, and then I guess the last 4 would be Warren's at 34%. So that's right now the last 4 out. Justin's at 99%. Paul's at 99%. Tyler's at 97%. Joey's at 92%. I'm sorry, Cam's at 95. I'm at 89. Nick's at 89. So there's a lot of... by their math, they're saying the 4 teams are out of it. They're done, but I don't see that. I see a win by Warren this week, a win by Carter this week. It's right. Everyone's right back into it. And we'll see what happens. Keep your lineups in. Just have a good day. Later.